Hey, and welcome back to the Devlog series for my 2D survival horror game, Never Forgotten, which is available to wishlist and demo now. So last week I showed off some odd ambience and music for Act 2 of the game. I had also just begun working on the visuals for the last chapter of Act 2. Since last week I've only been able to work on visuals for the last chapter, the reason being Chapter 3 of Act 2 is a large level with lots of custom assets. I have managed to finish the main visuals for the level, though some larger pieces have yet to be finished and won't be until Act 3 is done with its first pass polish. So, on to what I've actually done. Given that there's a few enemies in this level, I needed to draw up some concepts for them, so here they are. The first one is the Armless Mound, a monstrous corpse bound to a mass of flesh with its arms removed. This enemy doesn't have a proper name yet, but they're a corpse whose flesh is being pulled towards the ceiling and ground, their arms are restrained, and essence is seeping from their eyes. The infused husk needed a bit of a redesign since I felt their original design was too similar to the rot enemy from the end of Chapter 2 of Act 2. They've been changed to this weird worm thing. They have no limbs, with the exception of a single foot that they use to push themselves along. This is the last enemy I designed. It's the boss of Chapter 3. There's a face in the center from which its flesh is stretched in each direction. There's a second mouth underneath the head, and its limbs are all sharp and insect-like. This enemy hangs from the ceiling with the flesh stretched from the head. I managed to finish 3 of these designs and implement them into the game. Here we can see the armless bound enemy, the unnamed enemy, and the boss enemy. Also, here's a few environments I've finished for the chapter. Although I finished the main visuals, I still need to implement a fair few. The process is time consuming considering that there's several stages I take to design levels. That being said, I am a little behind my schedule. They're starting next week. I'm just going to be moving on to the final act of the game and begin prototyping it. I've gotten Act 2 to a state where I'm happy with it now, and I'll come back to it once I've finished Act 3. Alright, well that's everything I managed to do since last week. The visuals definitely took quite some time though to get through. Next week I'll be able to show off the remaining rooms for Chapter 3 I need to finish, as well as my progress in prototyping Chapter 1 of Act 3. If you're interested in the game, you can head over to the Steam page following the link in the description or in the comments and wishlist the game and try the demo, either of which would be greatly appreciated, thanks. And with that, I'll be back next week with another devlog.